Hi everyone, welcome to a Spiritual Wisdom Hour recorded this week. This is the third week that I have been so busy that I've been unable to be live in my regular spot at 12 p.m. So I just thought I would record a video for you because there are lots of people who just love to watch the meditations and to listen to my bit of a spruik about spiritual development. And I do apologise to those that I can't give live readings to, but I will be back on next Wednesday. I hope. Life is just so busy. Get May out of the way and I can breathe. So it's just, I have taken on 2 days of teaching, gone back to teaching on a grade 3 on a Monday and Tuesday. I'm in Lions Clubs International and there are a couple of Lions things coming up, and my spiritual work is off the charts at the moment, which I'm very grateful for, but it just means that I have limited time for doing things like connecting with my spiritual family out on on Facebook. So I don't know if you do subscribe to the Spiritual Events Directory's it's tri-monthly magazine, Rebirth Vade Mecum, but this month's cover is just absolutely stunning, and I'm one of many contributors to it. And in this month's edition, I talk about sacred geometry using a pendulum, which is something that I've been doing for a long time. And so whenever I do Reiki for a client, I will always use the pendulum first to clear their energy. And I work with a master who's working with the client to help clear and balance and align their energy. And the master makes the pendulum move, which looks very freaky to people who aren't used to that. Using sacred geometry. Sacred geometry is one of the languages of the universe, and because we here on Earth use words to speak, but really languages of the universe are numerical, coded, and geometrical: sound, light, colour. So using a pendulum to balance out our chakras and our energies is extremely beneficial and very efficient. So in my fourth book, the Book of Life, Lessons from Mother Earth, which came out in 2020, I have a chapter called The Patterns of Life, which came to me from Yeshua and Lord Melchizedek. And they talk about how there are patterns everywhere in nature. You just look at the patterns on animals, the patterns on leaves, how everything has a structure and everything has a form to it. And that creates vibrational frequency. And all of nature is in sync with each other, so that creates a oneness, fifth dimensional energy. And so if we can actually reharmonize our body and our energies using a pendulum, then we'll feel really much better and much more in sync with the world, and bring ourselves to a higher energy above all the rubbish that's going on at the moment. So it's very nice to have it done to you by a practitioner, but if you can't afford that or you can't get to one, then you can actually do it yourself. So I have a pendulum here, and I am going to ask that this is, and I feel Metatron, I just got the word Metatron in my head, so Metatron is with us today to help us to bring ourselves back into alignment. Very important, should be doing it at least once a week. And I'm going to be using this for the collective, but if you do have one, you can practice. And Meditation 17 on page 104 is reharmonize the body using a pendulum. So I'm going to read this through, and I hope you enjoy this. And I do hope to be back on next Wednesday. I'll be in Hobart, but I won't be rushing around, so I'm sure that I'll be able to connect with you then. In the meantime, sit back, close your eyes, or hold a pendulum and work through this meditation with me. Blessings to you all. Sit with your feet firmly grounded at a table or flat surface with in front of you. You will also need some paper, a pen or pencil, and a pendulum. If you don't have one, use a necklace or anything long and weighted that has your energy in it. And just by the by, I've used a tea bag, and that works quite well. If you wish, you may record the direction of the pendulum after each section, as this will document how much light is entering your system. So pretty much when the pendulum goes clockwise, that's putting positive energy in. When it goes anti-clockwise, it's taking negative energy out. When it does both, so it will do across and then it will do one way, and then it will do across and then it will do back the other way. Thank you. That's a balance of your chakras. If it's aligning your chakras all the way up your chakra line, it will do that first. That's called polarity. And then it will do the same. It will go positive, then negative. So they're pretty basic symbols. The other basic one is grounding, which goes that way. Oh, I'm not showing you that way, and then that way. So it pretty much, we might just do that again, please. So it goes one way. It's kind of like making a bit of a chalice with a flat bottom. That's grounding. But the more complex, so if we could do this is flower of life. That's the first activation of your chakras. So that brings in much higher light. And I've done channelings and written about the flower of life. Stars are high activations, and then we get into much more. So the more complicated the symbols, the higher light is going into your chakras, and that can kind of cause a little bit of upset to your physical body if a lot of light goes in. So we just ask that the masters do it in a balanced way to match and then just upgrade your energies a little bit so you don't get all out of whack. So we'll continue now. We recommend a sacred geometry meditation such as this every 2 or 3 months, depending on the rate of your spiritual evolution. But at the moment, even just balancing and aligning using those basic symbols would be useful, because there's so much horrid energy going around. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, relaxing your shoulders and slowing your breaths down each time. Then call in me, Lord Melchizedek, in the energy of the unconditional love of the Creator, to balance and reharmonize your bodies and energy fields in the highest and best way. See, feel or know my presence. Then focus your attention on the area of your crown chakra. Open your eyes now and take up your pendulum, all the while focusing on your crown chakra. You can use a proxy if you like. You can draw the crown chakra on a piece of paper, or have a picture of the crown chakra symbol, or just visualize it. They all work just as well. Hold the intention that all of your chakras be balanced and aligned with a symbol or symbols that are appropriate to you, and hold your pendulum in front of you, keeping your hand that is holding it still. I will move the pendulum according to the clearing, aligning and balance that is needed. So there's a lovely flower of life. There will be up to 3 symbols used. If the symbols become more complicated, I am activating your chakra system to a higher dimension of consciousness. This will happen the more you practice this meditation. Pause this recording until it is done. But don't pause this one. So there's a recording of the meditations in the book. There's a few blockages. If it just keeps going around with not much purpose, then we just pull the energy, and then that will, now we're doing some polarity, and that will unblock and get the pendulum moving more efficiently. So doing it over the crown chakra just means that you are balancing and aligning all of your chakras all at the same time. And we're finished. Now we will clear and align your 4 bodies. The first is the physical body. Hold the pendulum closely over your free hand as a proxy and watch as the pendulum works to sweep the chakra healing into your aura. Then watch as I create sacred geometrical symbols through the pendulum to balance, clear and align your body. Although it is being held over your hand, trust that the healing is happening. Wait until the pendulum stops moving. Now focus on the emotional body. Move the pendulum up away from your hand slightly and keep it still as the pendulum clears, balances and aligns your emotional body. When the pendulum stops, bring the pendulum up further and focus on the blue mental body. When it stops, pull it up further and focus on your spiritual body, which is violet. So doing the emotional body. Lots of clearing there. An anti-clockwise flower of life. And now, beautiful. Now the mental body. Lots of thinking and overthinking going on with a lot of people these days. So clearing the mental and grounding it. Look at that, grounding our mental body. And I can't say that I'm not guilty of that either. And then the spiritual body, the causal body. So remember, with intent it is. When you visualize it, it is happening. Take some nice deep breaths as this is happening. And think of some things to be grateful for. And feel yourself coming back together in mindfulness and oneness with the Creator and the universe. Beautiful job. And then just take a breath and bring your energies right around. And breathe your energy right down to ground. Lovely. I am sorry I can't be with you today. I do hope you enjoyed that meditation. Please hop online and check out my books on Amazon or on my website, victoriacochrane.com. I take messages through my Facebook page, Victoria Cochrane, Psychic Communication and Spiritual Healing. And of course, please have a look for the new Spiritual Events and Directories magazine, which is out now and can be ordered online. And every month we also put out an e-newsletter, and I do a meditation on that, so look out for that as well. Blessings to you all, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.